Kia ora, and we're ready for another Hot Air Sports podcast with me, Macca, and my good mate Mahona. How's the city of Sales treating you, mate?
It was bloody wet this morning, buddy. I had to sort of postpone the dog walk for an hour or two. Hence the reason we're coming a little bit later than we normally do, but it's time to catch up with you again for a fun-filled hour of sports talk here on the Hot
Quite
Air
right,
Sports
quite right.
Podcast.
We normally save the sad bits till the end, but I'm going to start with this one because it was one of my rugby heroes growing up, and he sadly passed away on the weekend. Super Stu Wilson, Stuart
Yeah,
Sinclair Wilson. What an All Black he was, mate. You
absolutely.
probably you're old enough to remember Stu. Um,
Absolutely.
After
Yeah.
Grant Batty, he was my All Black hero. Stu, I used to absolutely love watching him play. Flying down the wing, he ran with such grace. Have Bruce Robertson at centre and Stu Wilson on the wing.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome, eh? What a
just
combination.
absolute perfection.
Yeah. And Bernie Fraser on the other wing and Houston at the back.
Yeah, Huey.
And the way he sort of Bruce Robinson used to glide, didn't he? Stewie just sort of used to run beautiful angles
Yeah,
and just used to go past people. He wasn't electric with his feet. It wasn't like Bernie Fraser. Bernie Fraser was just all on the outside, and Stu just the way the angles he ran the his intelligence as a rugby player. He was just seemed to be in the right place at the right time. And he was
yep,
Super Stew, wasn't he, mate? He was the guy with the golden locks. At the time
yeah.
of John Walker, we had him as the All Black equivalent, really, didn't we? He was just the golden boy. And then after his rugby career as well, a lot in the media, and he was a lovable larrikin too, wasn't he? He got into a little
Oh,
bit of
absolutely.
a few
I still
scrapes and
remember
all that.
him trying to do a preview for an All Black test at Eden Park. And
Yeah,
I think it was around the days of, it might have been a week of it or something like that. And they did a parody
yeah.
of him. And it was sort of like almost like take 26. But Stu
Yeah,
just couldn't get it right. But yeah,
he was probably still
such a,
pissed from the night
yeah,
before.
lovable guy. I never met the
Oh,
guy I wished I had. He was, as I say, he was one of my rugby heroes growing up. And
yeah,
I'll
my old
never
mate
forget.
Brendan McNeese
Yeah,
worked with him on the radio for on the rugby show for a while, and he had a number of stories to tell about
yeah.
their time down in few quiet afternoons, which turned into late nights at Lambton Key. Down there. Just an awesome guy. Really sad, and also I heard a little interview with Murray Mexted saying that he actually saw him for breakfast on the day that he died.
Yeah, they'd had coffee that
And
morning.
he was fine. He was up and about, and he
Mm.
was just full of life and vigor. And he said he just still couldn't believe it. This was a couple of days afterwards, and I mean that just goes to show you, mate, the fragility of life. We never know, do we, mate? No day is
Yep,
guaranteed, is it? So we all just have to get up, smelling the roses, and be thankful we're alive, don't we, mate?
quite right, quite right. So
But
rest
Stu
in peace,
Wilson,
Stu, Super Stu.
and also the other thing is with Stu, he never really comes into any conversation. I mean, it might be a bit of recency bias for any classic All Black teams, does he? But
Yeah.
he was the number one winger for so many years until John Kerwin came along.
Well,
Um,
he held
he,
the try scoring record for New
I know,
Zealand until
yeah,
JK came along. But no, you're right.
yeah,
There are, I mean, we've probably been blessed with so many great wingers.
absolutely,
You look at the likes of Doug Howlett, Joe Rokocoko, John
yeah.
Kerwin,
Julian
Terry Wright,
Savia, it's
Julian
just
Savia,
Jonah Lomu,
some guy Lomu,
yeah.
some guy Jonah.
Yeah, we never seem to be have a problem with wingers, do we?
No,
But yeah, no, he was the number one for such a long time. I just love that man. So gone way too soon, mate. Way too soon.
yep, quite right. On to more sporting natures now. We start off
Yep.
with football as we usually do, and
Go on.
the transfer window's wide. Well, it's actually shut at the
Well,
moment,
it's the
but
two windows. So two
it
windows to climb
reopens
in.
again. And yeah, I'm not quite sure why they bothered to
Oh,
shut it then reopen it.
it's stupid, eh? Just keep it open. It's the Club World Cup. So I think they just didn't want any transfers happening during the Club World Cup because we all give a shit about what happens in the Club World Cup, don't we?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, transfers. The Liverpool are just going off at the moment, mate.
We're killing it. We're killing it. I absolutely
Frimpong's in
love
the
our
door. We've got Joe Pesci's nephew. I'm
We'll
not,
just call him
can't
Joe.
remember his
Yeah.
first name.
No.
20-year-old goalkeeper.
Yep.
Looks like Verts is almost a done deal.
Yep.
For a
Kirk is on the
British.
way too.
Yep. Kirk is
Um,
on the way, and I think
10
they're
million for Trent as well. 10 million for Trent and his
yeah,
wages off
10
the books
million.
for a month, which is probably another million. So 11 million. That goes half the way to paying for Frimpong. I just love the business we're doing. What do you think about the Verts thing? I mean, there's a lot of people crying and gnashing of teeth and wetting of underwear online. Oh, someone's gonna come in last minute and take him. Mate, he's already decided he's coming to us. I mean, he shunned Man City, and then Man City said, "Oh, we're out." And I'm like, well, he's already said
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
want to go there. So how does that work? He said he didn't want to go there. He didn't want to go to Bayern, and I think Bayern are probably sending a few of those stories out into the ether, to be fair, because they are pretty pissed that they didn't get him, because they get all the good players in Germany. It's just not fair we didn't get him. Um,
yeah,
but mate, he is a hell of a player. He'd be top 10 in the
yeah.
world, outfield players, definitely, and probably a Ballon d'Or candidate coming going forward. Just looking at his stats, mate. I was looking at his stats. They're just phenomenal. I mean, he's only 22 years old. He's not 23 till the halfway through next season. Um, he started at Bayern Leverkusen in 2019, and every year he's got double figures goals and assists. It's just absolutely crazy, except when he had the ACL. And in 23-24, he was player of the year over there. 32 appearances, 11 goals, 11 assists. 24-25, 31 appearances, 10 goals, 12 assists. All comps, 35 appearances, 15 goals. So he gets goals and assists. And he's a bit of a, I quite like him as well, because he's a bit of a punk. I like the way he handled
Mm,
Fernandes in that Portugal game. He was sort of like, fuck off,
yeah.
I love that. I don't really care what we pay for him, mate. We haven't spent any money for the last two transfer windows.
Well,
The money's
exactly. Yeah.
there. Spend the money on the top players, and that's what we're doing. Just love the business we're doing. Love it.
Yes, well, through the outdoor, obviously, I think Darwin Núñez looks like he's off to either Saudi Arabia
Yep.
or I see Napoli have come in for him
Oh,
um,
have they?
just in the last 24 hours. So we'll
Okay.
follow that one a bit. We'll follow that one closely and see what happens
Yep.
there.
Quavi.
But
Quavi's out.
Barcelona are wanting Luis Diaz. I hope Liverpool stand firm and hold on to him.
They ain't got the money, mate. They ain't.
No,
I
they
think.
don't.
Oh, we'll give you 20 million and a 16-year-old. Fuck off, man. Unless you got 70 million or something, just piss off. The only place he's going, I think. I mean, he's making noises that he wants to go to Barcelona, which is fine. Pay the money then. Pay the money. Well, we're not going to
Yeah.
sell him for underprice. He's got 2 years left in his contract. I'd rather keep him for 2 years and he go for nothing after 2 years. He'll
Mm,
be worth more money unless we get a massive offer, from Saudi maybe. I mean, if Saudi came in and popped the money on the table, sell him. I mean, that's fine. But
yeah.
if we don't get the money for him, don't sell him. We're not going to give him another contract. That's not going to happen. He's 28, 29. It's just not going to happen. So I think he's either going to stay and be an option as a false nine like he did, or out on the left, or he'll he'll end up going, but it'll be on the money we want for him, I
Yeah.
think, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Also rumors floating around about Diogo Jota as well.
yeah. What do you think
He's
about
one
him?
I sort of wouldn't mind letting go.
Mm,
And that's purely based on his injury track record
mm.
with Liverpool. I mean, he's not had a full season
Nah.
ever with
For,
Liverpool.
no,
He's been
ever.
here.
Yeah.
He
Made a
sort of
cardboard, but hey.
starts the season with a hiss and a roar and then goes down with an injury and we don't see him till the last third of the season.
And he just seems like he's rocks and diamonds, you know. Sometimes when he gets into a rhythm, but he never gets into a rhythm because he's always injured.
Mm,
But he can look like such a predator, and then other times it looks like he's never been introduced to a football. You know, it's
yeah,
like, what's that? You know, it just bounces off him and doesn't have a first touch and has no idea where the goal is. It's crazy. He
mm,
just fluctuates so much. I'd love him to stay fit for a whole season and see what he can do, but he just doesn't seem to be able to do that, does he?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you get a good offer for him, probably out the door as well. That probably means we have to buy another centre forward because I don't think Chiesa is going to stay. Don't think he'll stay.
yeah. No, I
I
think
mean,
he'll
he,
go.
he wants to make the World Cup squad, mate, for Italy. He's not
Yeah.
going to do that playing what 200
Yeah,
minutes for Liverpool.
Italy have got to make the World Cup first, mate. They got
That's
thrashed
true.
by Norway the other day.
Yeah.
Absolutely caned.
Not a
I
bad Norwegian side though. Not a
I
bad
watched
Norwegian
the
side.
extended highlights on Sky after that game, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, they got dealt to big
They should have
time.
just rolled out the interside because
Yeah,
oh no, they couldn't have because they're good at getting their
not enough
beans as
Italians in
well.
that side.
What did you make of the Champions League final? I don't think we've talked, have we, since then?
Yeah, I saw this. I was going to watch it, and then I saw the score, and I thought, no, I'm not going to watch that. I'll just watch the
Yeah.
highlights, see all the goals.
I had to go to work. I watched the first 20, 30 minutes, scored a couple of goals. I thought I'll keep track of the score. Yeah, I watched,
Yeah,
the extended highlights later on, and it was just like, oh mate, it was just men against boys, wasn't it? It was just
yeah, yeah,
unbelievable how poor Inter were, and unbelievable how well, not really unbelievable how good PSG were, because let's be honest, they were the best team in the Champions League, especially for the second half
yeah.
of the competition.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
at least we can say we took them to penalties, mate. No one
Yeah,
else did. I mean, and Arsenal beat them twice. So does that make them the best in Europe? According to Michael Arteta, it does. They're better than everyone. They're better than
yeah,
everyone, and they didn't win anything.
yes.
Terrible.
Talking of PSG,
Yeah.
I actually saw another rumor about another possible incoming player for Liverpool. They're talking about that Bradley Barcola,
Oh yeah.
who did play
I'd like
against.
him.
He came up. He started both games against Liverpool, but got substituted. I thought he was quick and he's got good ball skills, but he goes to pieces in front of goal.
He does a little bit. He's a bit Divock Origi, I think. He's also rumored to be going to Bayern, so I don't
Mm.
know. There's all sorts of rumors about him. He's a talented player, though, for sure. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
the rumors are everyone. I mean, the rumors are
They are.
everyone's coming.
Yeah,
It's just until they're in a Liverpool shirt, hey, I just don't try not to get too excited. But we are excited about Verts. I mean, that is happening.
yeah,
He's actually posting online. So, what do you think about Kirkies then?
yeah. Oh, I think he's a fantastic player.
Yep, me
Um,
too.
yeah, he played every game for Bournemouth last season.
Absolutely,
Started every
every
game. I
game.
don't know whether he
Yep,
finished every game, but
yeah,
yeah. And I mean, as much as I love Andy Robertson, I who I thought had a good second half of the season.
yeah. He got
Um,
better.
the first half was a bit poor
Pathetic.
because he
It
didn't
was
really have a.
terrible.
He's terrible. He
It
didn't really
was.
have a proper preseason, and I think
Yeah,
the first half of the season was his preseason. But I
yeah.
thought he was back to normal Andy for the second half of the year, and
But
and
if we buy
as long as he
Kirkies,
can do that,
he's going to be second choice, though, isn't he? Can
he
he do
is.
that? He says he wants to stay and fight for his place. I mean, I don't know. Is he going to be happy being second choice? I mean, the thing is with Kirky is he reminds me a little bit of a young Andy Robertson when we bought him. Just
Mm,
the way he's not the greatest defensively, but he's just powerful runner. Just wants to run up and down all day. Good
yeah.
cross, all that sort of thing. And I think he'll improve defensively in a couple
Well,
of
the other
years.
thing is, yeah, the other thing is too is it depends on what Arne Slot's plans are. If he's going
It
to play
is.
three at the back,
Yep.
then Andy Robertson could fit in that left centre back role, and you've got
Mm,
Kirkies to play the wing back role.
maybe I'd prefer a proper centre back at that in that role,
Oh,
please.
as if you've got Van Dijk and Kanate there as well.
Yeah, but you're sort
Um,
of defeating the purpose again. You sort of got to throw another player in who can't defend. They just have to do all the defending. Leave Virgil and Konate. They can defend we'll just have them as the
Robertson can
defenders and
defend.
everyone else attack.
Robertson can defend.
I just okay. Uh, I'd rather play four at the back,
Oh,
have
so would
maybe
I. I'm
Vert's
definitely a four
playing
at the back. I'm not a.
maybe
I'm just
maybe Vert.
saying.
Would you
I,
play
I'm just
Vert? So where
yeah.
would you play
I'm just saying
Verts?
if he plays three at the back, that would
Yeah,
suit Robertson.
yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
we should play three at the back. Uh, I'm with you. I
So
prefer the
so
four-man defense.
So where do we play Verts then? I mean, he can play anywhere. He can play off the left like Coutinho did. He can play where Soboslai did, like as an attacking, like a proper 10, or he can play as a false 9. Um, I would love, I mean, if you've got him playing on the left, coming inside, and you got Kirkies overlapping, mate, that's going to be pretty
Yeah.
awesome on the left-hand side. You got Frimpong running down and Mo cutting inside, and him overlapping Mo. Dude, both of those sides look good to me. I mean, attacking wise, anyway.
Don't know if you noticed for the Netherlands, not the last game they had, but the previous one, Frimpong actually
Mm.
played in Mo Salah's position.
Yeah, he was playing as a winger. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. He's probably more suited to
because they had
that, but he's
Dumfries
just.
at fullback.
I know they played Dumfries as fullback again in the last game as
Mm.
well, didn't they?
But just
He's
going back to Wirtz, reading what I've read, which is quite
mm,
quite a lot. It appears he's favouring Liverpool because Arne Slot has told him he'll play in his position, his proper
yeah,
position, which is a
yeah,
number 10.
yeah,
Um, so I'm guessing he'll play the role that we saw Szoboszlai in most of the season.
and maybe
Um,
Dom will drop back a little bit. I mean, I'd
Possibly.
because you've got to have Dominic in this. I just think his pressing and his physicality.
Mm,
If we've got Mo, Frimpong, we're just such a small team, and I just think Dom offers a little bit of physicality.
yeah,
That I think that's half the reason we're probably going to get rid of Harvey Elliott as well. Because we can't just have a bunch of midgets out there.
yeah.
They're all so small. But
And it
um,
also, unfortunately, it sort of also puts Curtis Jones down the pecking order as well.
it does a little bit. It does a little bit, but we always have injuries. I mean,
Oh yeah,
what do you make of Harvey? Did you see his interview the other day?
yeah. I feel sorry for the guy. I think he's a really
Me too.
talented footballer.
Yeah, yeah,
Just maybe wrong place at the wrong time,
yeah.
or right
I
place
mean,
at the wrong time.
at the moment, we're Premier League champions. We're challenging for the Premier League. We just need world class players, and he's a good
Yeah,
player. And he'd be a top player for half the Premier League. I just think, yeah, and he's got to look. He's got to play. He's got to play. He's
yeah.
got to play to develop. And I just, yeah, I feel sorry for him a little bit as well. I mean, he
Mm,
obviously loves the club. He wants to be there. He gets
yeah.
along well with everyone. He's a solid professional, but every time he started him, he just didn't seem to play well, did he? It's tough for the guy, but
He
that's
seems to
football.
pretty much always does well coming off the bench.
Yeah, he
Um,
does. There's an
but yeah,
impact player.
you don't want to be doing that every week. I would
Nah.
love to see him go to somewhere like Newcastle or Leeds
Yeah.
or or Sunderland or
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah, me too.
clubs that are coming up. But also, I sort of always had a bit of a soft spot for Newcastle. I think it was
Mm.
because that was Kevin Keegan went there,
Yeah. That was a while
and
ago
also
now, though,
became
mate.
manager. Yeah, well, yeah, a
Yeah,
long time ago now.
they've had
Um,
Pardew there since then, so
yeah.
lots of
Now
reasons to hate them.
yeah, we touched on it before. How much of the World Club Championship are you going to be watching?
Probably zero. I'm just not. I'm not interested at all. I mean, first of all,
Yeah,
my club isn't there, right? If Liverpool were there, I
yeah.
might watch a game or two. Um,
I actually
it's
think it's bloody
just
good we're not there.
me too. We can have a proper preseason, and
Yeah,
it's just look. What's it about? It's about the money.
money.
The amount of money. You win a group game, you win a $2 million or something. It's absolutely ridiculous the amount of money those teams are getting, and that's why they're there. There's no other reason, is there?
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, you win the Club World Cup. Woo! Obviously, Real Madrid want to win it though. They paid us that money for
yeah,
Trent and all that sort of stuff, so that they want to win everything. So yeah,
yep,
I just don't care. And it's just too big. There's bloated. There's teams in there that I mean, Auckland City are going to play. They're just going to get smashed, aren't they?
yep. Well, they've got Bayern Munich first up. Do you reckon?
I know. I
You reckon
know.
Bayern will play their top team in that game?
Oh, I hope they do. Oh, yeah, it's going to be I don't know, Mr. Poser on the sideline. He's going to have to pull out a few rabbits out of the hat, isn't he, to try and get them playing. But look, and then they got Boca Juniors,
Yep,
and then who have they
Benfica.
got? Mate, good luck. I mean, it's a lovely experience for the guys.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
is. It is.
nice trip, but
But hey, they remember they finished third one year.
I know they did. And look, mate,
Mm,
they play 3 games. They go over there. They come back with about 4 million US in the back pocket. Thanks very
yeah.
much. Thanks for coming. I mean, that'll keep their club running for the next couple of years, probably to the next Club World Cup.
Now we know that England goes through a lot of, or the UK goes through a lot of prime ministers. But like Spurs go through managers,
Oh my
and now
God.
Thomas
And
Frank has been appointed. Um, they obviously, there were, I saw something come out after they'd sacked Ange Postecoglou
yeah,
for winning a trophy, was
yeah.
that they're going to sack him, and then
Yeah.
rehire him so he could win another trophy next year.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, because
Because
he
he always
always
wins
wins
it in the
trophies in the
second year.
second year.
Yeah, the thing is with Thomas Frank, I don't think he's ever been sacked. So he's guaranteed that he's going to be sacked. It
Yeah,
just no one survives at Spurs. Can you remember the last Spurs manager that actually left, other than being sacked? Neither can I, mate. We've been watching football for a long time, so um, yeah,
probably Bill
Levy's just
Nicholson back in the 70s
probably
when he
yeah,
retired.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's just crazy, isn't it? The amount of managers they go through. Levy. I mean, what do you make of the Ange sacking, mate? I mean, it's kind of hard. You can make arguments on both sides, can't you? And the thing is, with me, I've got a soft spot for Ange Postecoglou. I just like him. I just
Yeah,
like
same.
the cut of his jib. But he was tactically naive for the first part of the season, stuffed their Premier League up completely. But Spurs were never going to win the Premier League. Um,
No.
so how is this a worse season than they've had in the last 20 years when they actually won a trophy? I mean, they didn't get relegated. Did it really matter where they finished in the Premier League at the end? I mean,
And
they
and
said, oh, it's
actually, and
untenable.
Postecoglou actually said as much after they won the
Yeah, he
Europa
did.
League.
Yeah.
He said once we realised we had a good chance of winning this competition,
Yeah.
he said it was our main focus. And
Eggs in the basket. Yeah.
we put as much effort into the Premier League as we could.
Yep.
But I was never going to pick my best side to play in Premier League games, especially on the
Absolutely.
weeks when they had Europa
And
League games.
and surely that's what Spurs fans would want. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, no, Levy wants them to win the Premier League as well. Well, you're going to be sacking Thomas Frank by this time next year, then too, aren't you? Because he's not
yeah,
going to win the Premier. But they've got
but
such a good young side as well. I think that they will be better next year. Well, next season
yeah,
for the run. For so many teenagers, so many young players, so many players
mm,
that will be better for that. I don't know. It's tough. I would have given him another year, but
yeah,
what do I know? I mean,
yeah,
Thomas
exactly.
Frank, he's a good
How
manager.
many? Yeah, how many Brentford players do you reckon will be donning the lily white shirt next season?
Apparently, Brian and Bomo sort of haven't said it might be like they might nick him from Man United were in for him, but they
Yeah,
weren't prepared to pay the fee. They paid the fee for Cunha, but don't want to pay the fee for Mbomo. Well, yeah, Thomas Frank could be making. I don't think Quavin Gallagher's gonna be making the move to Spurs. He's just signed for Brentford. The poor
yeah,
bugger. And now the manager's leaving. He must be like thinking, "Oh shit, we get another manager in. I might not even be first choice goalie again."
yeah,
I feel a bit sorry for him, but yeah, Thomas Frank, he's a good manager. But I just sort of think, mate, are you taking a poison chalice there? It's a completely different situation at Spurs. They expect you to win. Brentford, they're just happy for you to be in the Premier League. But he did so well at Brentford, mate. He really did. So
yeah.
good luck to the man. Good luck to the man.
Quite right, quite right. Quick question:
Yeah.
the last two seasons, excuse me, last two seasons, the three promoted sides from the Championship have gone straight back down
Oh
again.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
going to
yeah,
happen again
yeah.
this year?
Who's coming up?
Leeds, Sunderland, and Burnley.
I can't see Sunderland staying up. I mean, unless they make a slew of signings. I mean,
Well,
Jordan Henderson will come back, won't he?
yeah, they've just pocketed a big load of money from Borussia
Oh,
Dortmund for Joe Bellingham.
they fleeced them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's a
can't
good
see
player, but he's
Sunderland.
no Jude.
Exactly. I can't see Sunderland staying up. Leeds, well, yeah, man, they got yeah, who knows? Who knows? I would hope not. I would hope that a couple of those teams could do a bit better. Burnley, definitely. They bounced back up. They played so well in the championship. They were so far
Yeah.
ahead. They didn't score. I mean, they didn't concede at home at all. I don't think they lost a game at home all season. So, if they show anything like that sort of form, and they don't have Vincent Company as their manager, so that's a bonus. Um,
Yeah,
um,
Scott Parker's proving a few people wrong, isn't he? After being sacked by
he can
Bournemouth.
he can get a team to the Premier League, but can
Yeah,
Scott
can he keep them
Parker
there?
keep them in the Premier League? Yeah, after the first couple of games, he's just going to be like, I don't know, I don't have the players.
Yeah,
That's basically what he did last time, didn't he? So who
yeah, yeah.
knows? Who knows? I'd hope that Leeds and that Leeds give it a shake though this time. I mean, and Burnley as well. But I can't see Sunderland staying up. But then again, who's going to go down with them? I
Well,
mean,
yeah. Um,
Everton.
if
They got that new stadium. Be
yeah,
one of
quite
the
right.
flashiest in the championship.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway,
Well, maybe Brentford will lose their way if
maybe.
Thomas Frank's not managing them.
Or maybe Bournemouth because they're being picked apart as well. I mean, they've lost,
Mm,
basically their whole back line. Sounds like Zabani's
yeah,
off to PSG. What's his Hoyson went to
yeah.
Spain, and they've lost their left back as well. So, but they've got
Mm,
a good manager there,
they
Oriola.
have.
I think he's a
Yeah.
good manager. So, yeah,
And
who
I guess
knows?
the
Who
other
knows?
big question is, can Wrexham go back to back to back to back?
It'd be. I can't see it, mate. Can you see it? If they made it through to the Premier League? There's no. Look, I mean, you can dream. I mean, who are
Yeah,
they getting in? Who are they getting in? I've heard they're going to pay good big money in the championship for the players.
yeah.
So,
Well, the
um,
early
Jamie
one they've
Vardy,
been talking about is Jamie Vardy. Yeah,
yeah, well, he's box office, isn't he?
yeah.
Or his wife is.
Well, I was just going to say, do they want him with the?
Yeah.
Do they want her straggling along as well?
I don't know. They make documentary footage, good documentary stuff, isn't it? Good
Yeah, yeah,
documentary fodder. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I can't.
There's
I can't.
already a soap opera playing out there.
It is, eh? It is. No, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the championship. I think they
Yeah,
probably need a couple of years stabilizing in the championship, really. If they bounced up again, sack all your players again. I mean, they've done that 3 years in a row. I mean, but they
yeah.
still seem to keep everyone smiling, don't they?
Mm.
I suppose because they've got the phone numbers to two Hollywood stars they can call at any time, and best buddy Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah,
there he is.
I
Hey,
think I think Super Paul Mullen's days are over,
oh, they are unfortunately, yeah. Might have to drop down a division or so,
and
but
Ollie
he's had a
Palmer.
few injuries too. Yeah, I like Paul Mullen though. I like the cut of his
Yeah,
jib, also because he's a Scouser. Yeah.
yeah. You should come
Okay.
down for the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come
Exactly,
down for
mate.
the Wrexham game.
Yeah, definitely. What else are we talking
9,
about?
19th of July, Phoenix versus Wrexham.
Wow, that's right. They are the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Why are they playing? Why are they playing the Phoenix? Why are they playing in Auckland?
Well, I guess that the Phoenix are the established club. Um,
Yeah.
don't know what sort of team the Phoenix are going to put
Yeah, I
out.
was going to say, who's going to be playing? You might be playing. You might get the call up, mate, for the Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is
I,
now
I,
the official feeder club for Perth Glory.
do they actually have any players? Have
Well,
they
I don't,
any announcements? Have they got the same
they've
coach? Have
signed.
they
We've sent two of
Chiefs?
our defenders to Perth Glory.
Yeah.
Um, previously, Ollie Sale went to Perth Glory, and
Yep.
somebody else went to Perth Glory. I think we.
It's basically get as far away from Wellington as you can. That's
Yeah, exactly.
that's the story. Halfway around the world, go over to
Yeah,
the fucking Indian Ocean. I mean, honestly, mate, I just feel so sorry for the Phoenix. I just wish their owners would show a little bit more ambition. To be fair,
yeah.
but hey,
Um, that's probably it for football.
for the footy,
I want to get on my soapbox here, and I'm sure you'll join me
go on. You
about
go.
the
So,
wonderful structure of Super Rugby semi-finals,
oh, isn't it awesome?
isn't it? It's
Um,
such having a lucky loser, so everybody gets to have a crack.
They were, I'll tell you what, they were very lucky that the Chiefs got beaten because that meant that there was actually jeopardy on the games after. If they hadn't have, then it would have been, why the hell are we having these games?
Exactly.
It's strange. Why don't they just have a top five? I don't know, and make it
Or
nice and simple.
why don't the top two just get a week off?
Well,
Oh
that's an
no,
option too.
because oh no, because the broadcasters want to put in an extra game.
Oh, okay.
You
Another
know,
another
yeah,
game that doesn't mean
you get in
anything.
another game
But
so
you
they
must be
can make
happy
more
because
money.
The Crusaders,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cards fell well for them last week, didn't they?
Oh, they did.
So,
They
yeah.
played well to beat the Reds. Not saying that the Reds were that much,
No,
but
you
the
got a tougher
Crusaders
game
are
this week
playing
though.
well at the moment. Um, got to be get wary of the Blues though.
I think you
Um,
do. Last couple of
yeah,
weeks, they've they've come from nowhere and pipped the teams and pipped them at the post.
I didn't give
They
them a
were
shit show in hell to beat the Chiefs.
Mate, me neither. And when I turned it on halfway, I was like, "Nah, they're not doing anything. I'll go back to the Warriors."
Mm,
I couldn't believe it when I saw that final score, mate. And Damien McKenzie, if he had to kick that penalty, that would have been all she wrote. But the
yeah,
Blues, man, they just hang in there, don't they? And Rico Ioane, man, he likes giving it. He likes giving the sprays in the press and on the field. I
doesn't
don't
he
mind
just?
that. I don't mind that at all.
At
So
the
Blues are
I
still
read
in it.
an article in the paper this morning that said that the head of Sanzar, I can't even remember his name now, I'd never heard of him
Mm,
before,
mm.
has said that they're going to pub test the next structure for next year's Super Rugby. Go to the pub and get the working man's thoughts on Super
Oh,
Rugby.
okay.
Jesus, he'll get kicked out
You're
of there
about.
within 20 seconds. He won't even have time to buy a beer.
I was going to say you're about 20 years too late, buddy. There's no one watching rugby at the pub anymore. We used
Yeah,
to do that years ago when we were interested. You
yeah,
didn't listen for 20 years, and now you're going to come in. You better to just come to my living room every Saturday
yeah.
and what I'm watching the rugby, but just listen to us. But maybe you don't want to listen to the stuff we're spouting about. Oh, mate, honestly,
I've got
so
here's a quiz trivia question for you.
go on.
Tell me a sporting competition anywhere in the world where if you lose a game in the playoffs, you get another crack.
Well, they used to
There
do it in the
used to be.
NRL. They
It
used to
used
do
to
it in the
be the
NRL,
old McIntyre
but
system.
yeah, but they changed it because
They
it
got rid of
wasn't
it.
good. It
Yeah.
wasn't good. So yeah, no, I can't think of too many others. There must be
No,
some, like some South American football conferences or something. There must be some, but let's be honest, the tin pot leagues. We're holding this up as the
yeah,
pinnacle of rugby down in the Southern Hemisphere, and mate, it's not that hard to work it out, is it? I mean, really?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean the only one that I can think of is actually the A League, but that's because you could lose the first league and then win the first league and then lose the second league, or vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
And it goes on goals for and against, just as Auckland FC did. They
yeah,
won the
yeah,
first, so Melbourne Victory lost the first league, but still got
yeah.
through to the grand final.
Two-legged, yeah,
Yeah,
two-legged ties.
two-legged games, but
Yeah,
yeah, in a one-off game, if you lose it, you're out, son. And
yeah, of
any other,
course you are. Isn't
yeah,
that nature of semi-finals? I mean, that's what
yep.
they
And
are.
I mean, yeah, you get home advantage, but you're playing against New Zealand and Australian teams. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
nah,
It's a short plane trip
yep,
to go from it's a bus trip to go from Auckland to Hamilton.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
real advantage.
no, and we've lost Mark Robertson as well. You'd be happy about that
Who?
as the president of the New Zealand Rugby. Oh, I don't. What are
Oh,
they called now? Just New Zealand Rugby, aren't they?
CEO, New Zealand Rugby. Yeah,
CEO.
yeah. Best
Yeah.
decision he's made in the last 6 years.
Not a fan, Macca. Not a fan.
Not a fan. Just quickly, before
Yeah,
we finish off on the Warriors, the World
yeah, mate.
Test Championship finals on at the moment.
It is.
Looks
What
like it
happened
could be all
overnight?
over in 3 days.
I haven't seen what happened overnight. What happened?
Oh, it looks.
Are
I don't think
Australia
it's going to
killing
be
it?
going full day on the third day.
Uh,
Well, Australia were all out for 212 on day one.
I saw that.
They cleaned up South Africa for
Uh,
138,
uh,
and themselves, they're 144 for eight in their second
oh,
innings, and they lead by
bye.
218 runs with
Okay.
2 wickets left.
Okay.
So
Well,
if they
that
make
could.
another 20 runs, South
Done.
Africa's chasing 240,
Yeah. At Lords on a deck that's doing a bit. Yeah.
just a wee bit.
Yeah, so I probably will wrap up tonight. Yeah, I mean the World Chess Championship. Let's be honest, that's organised as well as something that the New Zealand Rugby Union could organise,
Well,
isn't it? Really?
the thing is, this time they've made a bit of an effort.
Yeah.
Like they've had the big Hall of Fame dinner the night before the test, or 2 nights before the test started, and Our own Daniel Vittori has made the
Oh yeah, saw that.
ICC Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Mr. Vittori, the assistant
Yeah,
coach of
absolutely,
Australia,
absolutely, absolutely.
um,
The assistant
along with
coach.
um, Matthew Hayden, Graham Smith, MS Dhoni, and I can't remember who else
Did you
made it.
see Matthew Hayden in that footage where he's got the
Yes.
big cowboy hat on? You're like, what the? What are you, I know you're from Queensland, mate, but what are you
Yeah.
wearing? What are you doing? Yeah, it was a great bet, a great better, but I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
bit
Yeah.
of
He
bit of
was
a.
certainly.
So Michael Slater wasn't inducted then.
No, no, no. He might be
Different,
inducted into
a different sort of
federal
hall.
prison. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
The Warriors, mate, are on fire.
Oh, killing it, mate, killing it, absolutely nailing it. Young Sam Healy at hooker, just when Wade Egan was injured last week, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. And we're playing the Sharks at home. We just killed it, 40-10, just playing some magnificent football. I love the fact that last year we were losing games by less than six. This year we're winning games by less than six. We stay into those tough games. Mitch Barnett out for the season, but we've just got that next man up mentality. I love the young boys coming through. Now we've got to bye this week, so we collect the points. We're ensconced in the top four.
Yep.
The top four is quite interesting actually because we're level on points with the Bulldogs and the Raiders. The Raiders, for me, really, to me, they are the top side as far as form goes all year, and we've lost to them twice. So
Yeah.
we haven't lost many times this year, but we've lost to the same team twice. So yeah, the Raiders and then the Storm, and then us, and then there's a little bit of a gap for all the other teams scrapping for those other four positions. But you got to say that it'll probably come out of the top four, the winner of the comp. So the Warriors got as good a chance as any other team, any of those other three teams to win the comp. So I'm picking a Warriors Raiders grand final right now. There
Okay.
you go. You
There
heard
you
it
go.
here
You've
first
heard it
on
here
the
first.
Hot Air Sports podcast. I actually think that both of those sides are playing the most consistent rugby league, and I just love the draw that we've got. We're definitely going to be in the top four. We might even get a home semi final. So
Yep.
um, absolutely loving the way we're playing, loving what our coach is doing, loving the next man up mentality, loving the young guys coming through. It's for the first time, these last 3 years have been probably the best time ever in my whole history to be a Warriors fan. Uh, Last year was hard because we had the Andrew Webster situation in 2023 where we got a new coach, we got a new team. Oh my God, we made it to the qualifying semi-final and we thought, yes. And then last year it was a bit of a dip. We lost those close games. We didn't make the eight. We were like, oh no, are we reverting to mean? It seems now that the mean is actually above average and that we got that consistency and the
Yep.
recruitment's going well. It just seems like the club's going in the right direction. The young boys coming through in the younger age groups are playing well. The Harold Matthews won their comp. It's just great to be a Warriors fan at the moment, mate. Up the wires, love it.
Up the wires. Quick look at American sport at the moment. We've got a couple of the
You got a
sports
minute?
are into their finals. The Stanley Cup finals. The Oilers look like they
Go the
could repeat
Oilers!
again. Go the
Come
Edmonton
on,
Oilers.
come on.
Indiana Pacers against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who's your pick there?
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking OKC, but yesterday they didn't do it. It's a great matchup actually. Two from
It
different
is,
types of
yeah,
markets, and both of those sort of towns really into basketball as well, especially Indiana.
yeah.
That's where basketball was evolved. I'd love to see them do well.
Yep. Major League Baseball, we're into the dog days of summer now. Yankees, Detroit Tigers, and Houston lead the three American divisions. In the National League, the Mets, the Chicago Cubs, and the Dodgers, surprisingly, lead the
Surprisingly, yeah.
divisions in the National League. That's about all we've got time for. It's been wonderful bringing our sports thoughts to you.
We love it.
And once again, we will see you on the next edition of the Hot Air